Hi, I'm a chatty Cathy this morning. This is my third go around on this video because they keep going to like 7-8 minutes. I don't want to do that. All right, I'm going to talk about the bad press for the big beautiful bill. I'm going to show you what they could have done to avoid the big beautiful bill problems. And then I'm going to scare the shit out of you. All right, first up, the bad press for the big beautiful bill. Everyone is questioning what the U.S. is doing. As I said over the weekend, no, this will not destroy the United States, but it puts them in a really bad spot. Why? Because it's obvious, isn't it? I know some people are like, well, they could just keep printing money, but no, they can't just keep printing money. I mean, yeah, they can, but they'll end up like Venezuela. They're going to go into a debt bomb. They have the high deficits they have right now and the huge debt, so they issue more bonds to pay for the debt, and they pay higher interest to pay for that debt, and then they have to issue more debt to pay for the debt, and it just keeps on going. And unfortunately, these people, they don't like to read. Some people question whether they can read. This is not the first time the United States have had debt to GDP ratios at this level. This is a level unseen since the aftermath of World War II, except after World War II, they actually tackled the problem. They tackled the problem in two ways. First up, people got paid. You know how I keep saying people need to get paid? Yeah. People got paid back then. This is the percentage of the population in the U.S. that were union members. Back in the 1950s, 35% of people were union members. Unions got people paid. And because people who were in unions got paid, there was a knock-on effect that people who were not in unions also got paid. It was the height of the middle class. And because everyone was getting paid, there was money to go around to pay for taxes. And on top of that, the wealthy had to pay high taxes. 90%. I know you think it's crazy, but remember this. There was huge tax incentives as well. They just had to take their money and put it to good use. So the wealthy put together scholarships and they built bridges and libraries and other social infrastructure. By doing that, they got a write-off. Imagine that, the rich taking their money and doing something beneficial for society with it. What a novel idea. Anyway, in the 1950s to the 1980s, unionization was slowing down, but it really fell off a cliff over here with Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan, who decided to fight unions by sending work to China. The repercussions of one's actions. Anyway, do you think these people are going to turn things around now? No. Do you think they're going to push for more unionization in the United States and people to get paid? Do you think they're going to force the wealthy to do socially beneficial things? Yeah, so it's going to slowly collapse. It will. Or maybe it's not so slow. I mean, we're all talking about how AI is going to steal jobs, and I've seen comments about the impact of AI, and everyone's wrong. Everyone is wrong. I know. AJ, you think you're always right. Let me walk you through it. It's way worse than you think. AI is stealing entry-level jobs from university graduates. That's happening right now. Also, AI is decimating creative industries. Completely decimating. You don't need voice actors anymore. You don't need small bit actors anymore for commercials. You don't need cameramen. You don't need lighting people. You don't need the special effects people. Nothing. AI can do it all. Really quick, really cheap. Now we're getting warnings from various CEOs that this is going to decimate white-collar work. Like here, Ford CEO Jim Farley warns AI will wipe out half of white-collar jobs, but the essential economy has a huge shortage of workers. Oh, so cute. The essential economy. Yeah, that won't matter at all. Over the last few days, I've been talking about population, and I've shown you that changes in population have an immediate impact on the economy. Well, if people aren't working, it's kind of the same thing. Now, estimates have been like this, that there's, a direct impact on jobs, right? And some people are saying it's 20% unemployment. They're only thinking first order. First order are the jobs that are going to be directly affected by AI. That's first order impact. But then there's a second order impact. The jobs that are created by those people that have jobs. I used farmers as an example the other day, right? Farmers grow food and they need suppliers. But if the farmers are growing less food, then they need fewer supplies. So the suppliers have to cut back on the work. And then there's the third order impact. Yeah, because a lot of the stuff in the stock market in the US today is really speculative. So its value is based on the idea that it's going to be worth way more in the future. But what if there's no people to pay for way more in the future? Let me take you back to COVID for a moment, and you can see how rapidly unemployment just went through the roof because shit went sideways. Youth unemployment hit 30.3%. Right, but we all remember what happened, right? Like, the economy didn't disappear. There was lockdowns and stuff. But my point is, like, you see how rapidly it can change. And like any ecosystem, there is a point, a tipping point, after which there is no coming back. Once we hit that tipping point, it's a cascade effect that takes out everything. So oddly enough, I sat down with AI last night and had this discussion. Do you know what it says is the tipping point? 25% unemployment. Yeah, if we hit 25% unemployment, that's it. Shit has hit the fan and we're all screwed. Everything falls apart. Stock market collapses. Let's face it, all those wealthy people who are borrowing money against their stocks to fund their lifestyle, they're also borrowing against the stocks to fund other companies. That's all going to collapse. And this was all based on the idea that things are going to be fine forever. But they're not going to be. Remember, this is happening now. And this is accelerating. And it's not a hard number to hit. And it won't take much for us to get there. And when we get there, it'll happen super fast. We won't be able to stop it. Enjoy your week.